Week 5, day 4. Today we're gonna do the GitHub issues page. Remember, it's just basically a page on GitHub for issues. Security team. So imagine we go to React. What's? Why can't I? Oops. Okay, so this page right here, right? This page right here, you can see all the issues that are going on in React right now, like different problems that people have brought up, right? You can see comments on the right, what issue number it is, when it opened 2 days ago, 3 days ago, what the issue is pertaining to. Is it like React re-executes render right after an exception has been thrown in the same render method? Damn, what the fuck are they talking about? Bunch of stuff. So you can talk about it, so you can sort it by, like, for example, how many comments, right? Most commented. If you look at the most commented, you guys will see all the things that are big issues going on with React, like different things that they've been working on. Does anyone know who this guy is? Dan Abramoff. Remember me telling you about him? Yeah. Okay. He's my hero. He's from Russia. Yay. Russia and America. Yay. For real, man, this dude's. For those of you who didn't hear me say this, Stack Overflow named him like top 20 most influential people in the world of tech. Top 25 most influential people. Let's see who he's compared to. Sorry for those of you who I'm, saying the same thing to. So number 1, fuck me. Come on, baby. People. Fuck. Fuck you. Fuck.
Are you recording?
Yes.
Oh my god.
It's okay. Freedom of speech. I know. What are they gonna do? Deport me? Get out of here. Okay, I'm confused right now. Okay, come on. I really want you guys to see this. Sorry. Stack Overflow. Top 20 most influential people. Come on. Please work. Okay, I'm just gonna allow it. Okay, allow. Please work. Yes. Okay, so number one here, we got Elon Musk. Number 2, we got Jeff Bezos from Amazon, CEO of Microsoft. I can't pronounce that.
Satya Nadella.
Donald Trump, Google, Mark Zuckerberg, Tim Cook from Apple, blah blah blah, Linux, Bill Gates. Okay. After Bill Gates, we got Dan Abramoff. Okay, this dude's super influential at Facebook and actually in React. And React is so popular that Stack Overflow is like, hey, this dude's fucking powerful within, tech. So anyway, this is the type of shit that he's working on. This is him right here. Making React better.
React?
I don't know, there's a bunch of stuff. That's him right there. Okay, so enough of being in love with Dan. Let's go ahead and build this page, okay? So we're gonna go run our command, npx create React app. We're gonna call it React GitHub issues. I'm just call it GitHub. I decided to make my page like GitHub. There's so many APIs, you guys can play around with it and figure out which ones you guys think are interesting. Let's go ahead and continue reading our instructions. At the very bottom, you guys will see that we have a little code snippet that we need to give you guys. This is basically going to create a little bitty node server, and this node server will pretend to be your API. Eventually, like I said, React is a front-end application. One day, someone goes to your website. When they go to your website, they're kicked over to third-party authentication like Facebook, Google, GitHub, Stack Overflow. That place in turn kicks the user over to the third-party API where they store the information, like the profile photo. Remember the profile photo we got yesterday from Facebook? The server will store that and then direct the user back to the front end. So that's the steps that we're gonna see in just a second. What's up with his internet?
It's down.
Fuck. Okay, let's go. Okay, so let's just go ahead and go to GitHub. We need to create a new application. So we're gonna go to the top right. We're gonna go settings. We're gonna create we're gonna click applications on the left. Oops, that's not the right one. Developer settings. Then we're gonna say new GitHub app right here. Okay. All right, now I'm going to move into the project real quick. I'm going to create a new file called server.js. I'm going to open up my code editor. Let's open up this file and paste this code snippet. Server. Okay, so there's this magical thing up top that it's expecting. Process.environment.clientID.
Not this. No, not this.
Not this one?
This React.
You updated it?
No, the other one. Go back to the
One second. Yeah, what you talking about?
above it.
Oh, this one, my bad. Oops, my bad, guys. Sorry, I wasn't thinking. This is the one we need. Thank you, Kwa. Appreciate that. Yeah, my bad. Okay, so you can see that in here we also have these process.environment.reactID. I need a magical file in the root, guys. Someone tell me what magical file I need to make line 5 and 6 not fail. Yeah, .env. But let's go ahead and look at get ignored to figure out which ones we actually want. It's probably this one, .environment.local. This is important because just right now, just do .environment.local. You guys have not yet set up 20 different applications to work on 20 different servers, so you don't need to worry about the differences between test and production yet. Okay, so we're gonna copy the key here over, as well as this one. I don't know what's gonna go there yet, so we're just gonna leave them here for right now, okay? So now we're gonna jump back over to our app. Let's just start it. I think this will work, right?
You have to run node.
Not yet. We haven't gotten that far. So what? We have our front end application open. What do you guys expect to see in this code? We should just see like a base app.js, right? That should be a functional component. It should have some setup. So now we need to do more inside of here. I'm gonna just delete everything in here. Fuck it. I'm also gonna delete everything inside of app. Fuck it. Okay, so now we need to do something. Remember, when the app first loads, we want to kick the user over to GitHub to authenticate. So we're gonna look at our instructions and copy over that code snippet. So you guys can see what by looking at this code right here. What's that keyword constructor tell you? Yes, so we need to refactor this. So it's okay, we can do it live. All right, so we're gonna see that we're gonna look for a token in session storage. Afterwards, we're also gonna look for something in our window, okay? Window.location.search.split is just basically looking at our URL and looking for something. Watch. It's looking for a specific element or a pattern inside of our URL, okay? This line right here. Just know that it doesn't have a line number here. Fuck, I'm just copy it real quick. I'm gonna paste it inside of use effect, inside of the first argument, which is a function. We're gonna format. We're gonna look at it a little bit more. Oh, no, hold on. So we need to update our token state on line 23 through 25. So I'm gonna comment this out. What can we use here? Yes, do const token set token equals use state. And by default, it will be null. Okay, so what are we checking for? I'll give you guys just an example in just a second. Okay, remember what I said is we're going to look for whether or not we already have a token in here that's by this name, right? By session, by token. In a moment, if we cannot find that token, okay, if we cannot find an existing token or the access token, we're going to direct the user over to what? To GitHub, right? To GitHub specifically. And then we need to pass GitHub a client ID. Where do we find that? It's in our process over here. Okay. So we're gonna paste this, and it should be called something else. React app process client ID. Is that what I call it? Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this client ID now. We need to move forward. Okay, so so remember a second ago we went to settings, developers, new application, right? And we decided to do new application. We're gonna do GitHub. GitHub clone. Here's a nice GitHub clone. Something. I don't know. I'm just gonna leave that alone. Okay, I'm just gonna create it. See if we can create it. I don't think. Normally, if you don't, cannot begin with GitHub. Okay, Facebook does the same thing. We call it Loy Hub. That sounds like a good name. Okay, I actually have to put something in here, so I'm just gonna put my app on here. Fuck it, let's see what happens. No, let's just do Coder School. I think that'll work. Okay, and this is gonna be HTTP localhost. I probably shouldn't be doing this in caps. This is the URL that it will call whenever it's done processing the request. Guys, ask me any questions if you have any questions. So we have our client ID right here. We have our client secret. So let's go and copy our client ID. Put it right here. Oops. Okay, it's right there. It's my client ID. Here's my client secret. So I put it right here. And remember, every single time we mess with our environment, we need to restart our server. Okay, so now I'm going to jump over to server.js. You can see that on line 8 of our server.js, we have a console log. It just says, I'm starting a server on port 5000. That just means that localhost 5000, our node server is running. It's listening to requests, okay? So I'm gonna start my node server by running node server.js. And you can see that we get that console log and our terminal kind of sits there. It's just a server, okay? Just remember, I keep talking about all these magical machines all over the internet that sit there and give you guys data. Who are your friends? What friends did what friend did your friends' photos, for example, on Facebook, or the messages of this conversation? That's what a server is. It just sits there all day and it just waits for requests. And I'm going to update this just a little bit, okay? I'm going to prove to you something. I'm going to do console.log. I just got a request, okay? So in a second, we're going to see that this is console logged in our node server when we get a request. Okay, these are called, or not console.log, this is called logs. For those of you who want to know like a deeper understanding of what logs means, to me, I think of logs as almost like a diary. It's like where you write down stuff, your computer just writes down stuff that happened. So we're gonna see that in just a second, okay? All right, so we're gonna, do I have a problem? The GitHub app must be configured with the callback URL. Can I have? Oh, here it is, right here. My bad. This is it too.
Like, why is this 5,000 or 3,000? Is that this node?
Because you cannot run two different servers on the same port, right? Right on port 3000, we're running our React application. There are many different processes. Okay, think of it processes. So, like for example, we go to our computer and then we open up force quit. We have many different processes occurring right now. So our different processes that are running on our computer is the same thing. We cannot have different processes running at the same port.
So what is running on 3000 then?
Our React application.
So that base application you're using on DS at the moment?
Our React application. So yeah.
And then 5,000 is the sign-up?
5,000 is our node server. So watch this. We go to localhost 3000. And the reason why it's kicking us over, so the reason why it's kicking us over because of what, guys? This magical thing called user effect. What's it doing, guys? It's looking for a token. If it cannot find a token inside of our session storage or an access token within our URL up here, then, watch this though. Actually, now I'm thinking about this, watch this one. Do you guys see this question mark right here, right? And all these things afterwards. You remember all this stuff right here? You know what this was? It's almost like arguments, right? So we're gonna open up our console, we're gonna type it in. And it's just basically looking at our path of our URL and looking for something called access token. If we have that, which we will in a moment, it will send us to, we'll stay where we are. Okay, hold on 1 second. We're gonna stay where we are, okay? Which is hello world right now because we haven't set up anything else. Let me just go ahead and delete this actually. Okay, so we got an access token. We're setting our session storage if we get an access token. And then we also set this token in our current state. So let's just go ahead and console log token.
Yeah. 32 PC stuff. 32. PC stuff.
Oh yeah, thank you. Okay, so I expect us to see a token in a second. And you guys are actually gonna see it in the URL as well as in our console if we authorize. So, but most importantly, at this point, actually now I just remembered, notice what it says right here. Authorizing will redirect you to localhost 5000. Where is that, guys? Our node server. And you guys are gonna see that when it directs us back, we're gonna get something right here. So we're gonna go to our localhost, we're gonna go to our front end application. Our application is going to look for a token. If it does not find it, it sends us to GitHub. If we authenticate successfully with GitHub will send us to our node server, and then our node service will then redirect us back to our front end application. This shit gets complicated as fuck, and this is just with an email sign. Imagine if you had like a CAPTCHA, choose the bridge, choose the ones that have people in it, the images that have people in it. Imagine if you had text messages authentication. Authentication is a big fucking thing, a big problem that you guys are constantly gonna run into. So I'm gonna authorize it. And I see that, what happened? Where am I at? Localhost 5000. Why is GitHub complaining? Or why is the Chrome complaining? Because this port did not refuse to connect. Localhost at port 5000 did not connect. And why did it not connect? Because it's down. It's not down, right? It threw an error. Invalid character.
Yeah, running.
No, what are you talking about? It was running a second ago. Yeah. Alright, let's try this again. Go to localhost 3000. Oh fuck! Localhost 3000. It has hello world. It sent us to GitHub. GitHub immediately sent us back to because we had just signed in with GitHub. GitHub has this this concept of like how recently you signed in. If you sign in just recently, you don't have to click accept again. Just like Facebook. You know, sometimes like if you just sign in with Facebook to a website and then like you leave and then you click Facebook sign in again, it won't. When you go to Facebook, it just kicks you right back because it's like, hey, the person already authorized this. Does anyone have any questions?
To get that server JS, you just install Node in your...
Yes, it's an npm package actually. Around here. Or I think I already had it running. Is it Yarn? It's somewhere in here. I think it's a node will come with your npm whenever you start npm because it's like one of the most important. npm was made for Node. I'm pretty sure. That's why I call it Node Package Manager. Huh?
What's Node?
Node.js is basically a collection of libraries. It's a framework for building APIs. Yeah, so
On JavaScript.
it's written in JavaScript. Yeah. All right, we got a problem, guys. Fuck. What's going on here? Let's think about this. Why do we have this problem? Make it HTTP. Make it HTTP. Let's think about this. Invalid character in header content. Okay, guys, my bad. Sorry. I'm about to cheat. CD GitHub. Why is this one working?
Can't see ya.
Okay, let's just check this out. Let's just check this out, okay? I'm gonna add everything. I'm gonna commit everything. Initial commit. Now I'm gonna paste everything over from my old code. Let's see what the difference is. Nothing's different. What the fuck? App.js?
Client ID. Can check client ID.
Client ID right here.
That's a lot.
React app.
Client ID, not React.
Houston, we got problems. Sorry guys, give me a second. Locals.
No.
Why is that token no?
I think you need to import .env.
I did.
Go to server file, server.js. Yeah, copy the line number 3. Yeah. Copy the line.
Yeah, and put it in app.js?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. That's
Hmm.
long see.
Sorry guys.
That works. You see the
That's
cursor?
weird. I don't have that in my app.
That works, right?
Now I'm confused. My bad guys. I have some problems because I tested this yesterday. I'm confusing myself. Please give me a second. No, I'm confused. Why is this directing me to the new website? Okay, here. Okay, so alright, that seems sense. Okay, try this one more time.
Turn on the server again. Turn on server, turn on again. Yeah.
Come on, 3,000. Go to GitHub. Why is GitHub kicking me over to? Why is localhost 5,000? Localhost 3,000.
It still pushes you to the next slide. Came up as next slide in the browser.
I've confused myself a little bit, guys, because am I looking at?
Oh, they call back.
We just set this up, huh? You're talking about? We set it to be localhost 5,000. As real debugging here. So we're gonna go to settings. We go to settings, developer settings, Loy Hub.
Click. Check the client ID.
Localhost 5,000. Client ID.
They're all HTTP, unless it's HTTPS.
I think it'd be okay. I think it's okay this time for some reason. We got a problem, ladies and gentlemen. Let's think about this. We look for a. Why don't I have a client ID right here? Let's restart everything. Okay, we run. We're in Sierra. Fuck me, I've been running the wrong node server. Dude, my bad, dude. I've been running the wrong server. I'm so sorry. Sorry, man. So sorry. Fuck, I'm so stupid. Okay, come on, baby. I expect us to go to GitHub and then go back to our URL. Okay, so our node. So we got localhost 5,000. Is our node server die again? Fuck, why is this dying?
Because check it out. What the heck is this?
We create a server. We go to localhost 3,000. Body here.
Yeah. Why isn't it working?
Okay, so here. Console log. Come on, we're just gonna see a high. Please see a high on line 19. Localhost 3,000.
Server log server.
We saw our high. We hit our endpoint.
Location. I think there's no ID. There's no body.
No, we have to have this body. This is what's going to put it in the URL.
And body.
Okay, because it doesn't have this fucking client ID. Okay, how do we get this? A second ago, you guys will see that I console logged on line 11 and 12 to make sure that I had this client ID and secret key. I think I forgot that, no, I did forget. This is a node server. It does not actually just automatically import this file for you correctly. Notice how it's a node server and I'm trying to do React app underscore client ID. My bad. So I'm just gonna copy this over. If this does not work, I'm pretty sure this will fix it right here. But now I'm curious. I'm gonna see what happens. Let's see if this works. So now I'm installing a dependency called .environment. Whenever you guys run npx create React app, it automatically includes this for you. But the Node server, Node.js server is not a part of like the React, the expected file, so it just does not use it correctly the way we want. Okay, so let's try it now. It's still undefined. Notice how when we start our Node server, we console logged on line 13 through 14, our client ID and secret key, and they're still undefined. So this does not work. So let's just delete these. And I think this will work now. Now we see that in our node server.js, we have these values. Okay, so I think this may work. Okay, so we go to authorize GitHub. It's going to redirect us to localhost 5000. And then bam, you see exactly what happened, right? It sent us back to our front end application. Well, the reality is that it first sent us to the server, our Node.js server. See how it says hi right here? So basically just know that in the future when you guys build APIs, this is a part of the process that we got to understand. So anyway, like this file right now, just copy and paste this code, run it, and then when we figure out how to build APIs, we'll do more. Okay, let's move forward. So now you guys can see that whenever our server received that request, and a console log hi right here on line 25, it received the request from GitHub, and then it redirected us back to localhost 3000. In conjunction, it put the body into our URL, and that's where we got this access token. Right now, right here, right? So, how is that useful? In our app.js, we literally, there's a line of code on line 15 where we're seeing, hey, do we have an access token? Do we have an access token in our URL? Yeah? It's right there, man. Yes, we do. So we do that. Do that one command, and we do a 1. Then we'll see that we have access to the access token, and then this line will fail, line 19. So we won't. We kicked over to GitHub. Okay, so we have to have this access token to move forward. Why do we need this access token? Does anyone know? Because we're about to be making a request to GitHub, right? We need to tell them who we are. Okay, so we got the access token. We need to introduce a new state now. Let's just go ahead and get some issues, okay? So we're gonna say issues, set issues, and then we're gonna do issues.map issue. Okay, let's actually just console log our issues right here. And then we're just gonna do, does anyone know what an issues looks like? It's an object. So I already written down these APIs. I suggest as you guys are working on this week's project that when you guys are researching the GitHub API, copy and paste it into Postman and just look at them. So did I just click something? So you guys can see here's what they look like. They're an object. They have a number, a user. Which one's the most important thing? They have a title. Yes, they have a title. So let's just start small. Let's do an H1. No, I'm actually going to do a div because we know we need to add more. We have H1 in here. We're going to do issue.title. Okay. So what's line 41 through 45 doing, guys? We're going to look at our issues piece of state. We're going to map over and just inject that title into our UI, right? But will this work yet, guys? Do we have any problems with our code? Nice. That is wrong. Okay. Anything else, guys? This will throw an error when the application loads. Why? Yes. Who here understood what I just said? What? Say it again. Say it again.
Yeah, because I initialize the state of issues as new, so we can't access the key and the map in the function.
Yes. What he's trying to say is that when we do map on null, right here, issues on line 10 is set to be null. When we run map on issues, it's gonna throw an error. I guarantee it. And do we see that? Why can we not map on something that's null? Because you're not allowed to do that. Well, you can't do this, right? Throws an error. So I'm saying this because I've seen a couple of you guys continue to make this mistake. So I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to change it to an empty array. You guys will see that the error goes away.
The other option was to guard against that, right?
Yes. I just don't want you guys to do that way though, because don't do that way. That way is way more difficult. It makes your code more difficult to read. This also works. I showed you guys this one because like this is useful. It is in fact useful, right? And like you should use it. I'm not saying don't use it, but I think in this situation, guarding is not the best technique. The best technique would be to initialize it with a meaningful initial value. So this way does work. I just want you guys to remember this. Okay, so let's put an initial value. And now we need to do one more thing, guys. What else do we need to do if we want to see some issues on the screen? Yeah, we need to call our API. So we're going to call something. Now let's go ahead and put this in a function because we're going to call this a couple times. So I don't want this to only run one time. We're going to say this get issues. Get issues is a function, right? That's a function right here, guys. It's a function, right? We're going to set get issues as a function, and then we're going to say, hey, inside of here, I'm going to fetch some data. And specifically, I don't even know what the URL is. I'm just going to copy from from Postman. We're going to paste it in here. We're going to do const response is equal to await because you always put await in front of a sync or in front of a fetch. Now we're going to do our const data is equal to await response. Why can I not type right now? Await response .json. Lastly, let's go ahead and I'm so confident this is gonna work. I'm gonna do set issues data. Does that work? Yes, this is an array right here. GitHub does not make you do dot results or dot issues. These guys are fucking smart. They're like, what else are they ever gonna want than data? If they make an API request to React/issues, this URL right here, why are we gonna make them look into it again? So I guarantee you in a moment, if we call this, maybe I shouldn't guarantee, I'm pretty fucking confident that when we call this, you guys are gonna see that we have our issues be present. Issues. All right, moment of truth. Damn, that fucking happened lightning quick, man. React is fucking crazy. So I forgot to show you guys one thing. You guys notice how I console logged issues on line 42 right here on our left in app.js. You guys can also do console.directory issues. What's? My bad. Console.table. And if you guys do that, it just kind of breaks everything out into a table for you. I don't know if this is easier to read, but you guys can see the structure of each object. Is this easier to read? Not at the moment, yeah, because this object is super complicated, yeah. I wonder if I can like forget certain columns. Yeah, I don't know if this is easier to read right now. But if you have a simpler object, you will see the columns, and it'll be much easier to understand. Okay, so we did our titles. What else do we have? I forgot. We got our titles. Let's just go ahead and add Bootstrap. We go to get started. We'll do npm start, or my bad, npm install. We're gonna copy over this this thingy. We're gonna paste it somewhere up here for now, above our own style. Yep. We're gonna start removing our console logs as we go. That's what good devs do. Once they've proven that something works, formatting. Okay. Okay, yeah, so I'm gonna copy this one right here. This is the one I always like doing myself. I'm just gonna paste this at the top. And this should be, why is this complaining?
Because you're importing the button before you import the bootstrap.
Okay, that one works. I'm importing a button.
So you're importing something from React Bootstrap before you access React Bootstrap.
I don't think I need this, man.
Just gotta use the button.
Okay, yeah, so that one I didn't need. All right, so we don't want the button. I'm just putting that there because I don't want to type out this React Bootstrap thing. I'm sometimes pretty lazy. So we're gonna go to our components. I'm just gonna make a card, okay? I'm gonna start real small. So we're gonna do a card right here. Actually, no, my bad. Let's go ahead and do our layout. So here we can see a container. I'm just gonna copy this. I'm gonna put this all inside of a container. Oops. What do we see? Some complaints about container and row. So we're gonna do container, row. Okay. Oh, we forgot column. Okay, so we have one column. We have two columns of equal width. I want that to be 1. Okay. And I'm just gonna delete this one and paste all this in here and format. So eventually everything is just gonna go inside this one column for now. And you guys will figure out the rest of this later. Okay, so now we go back to our application, do yarn start. Localhost 3000. I did something wrong. Line 67. Oops, I did a typo, my bad. Okay, we're good to go. Oops,
You need to reply.
the node server.js is not on. Why did it actually kick us back over to GitHub, guys?
Because we couldn't get access to it.
Why couldn't we get an access token?
You couldn't get into that server website, which is where it's stored on JS 5000.
Well, if we read line 22 right here, we didn't store it locally. Is there anywhere where we did session storage? Oh, my bad. I confused myself. Just know for a second that we need to have this token to use the rest of the app. Sorry, I'll look into that in more detail. So anyway, we see right here our titles, and we have everything in container. We have our issues right here. Let's go ahead and build a card now, okay? So we're gonna have a look at our card. I like this one. Hold on, let's see a more complicated one. I kind of like this one. This one? Nah, I like this one right here. Header and footer. I can't make up my mind sometimes. So we're just gonna paste this above what we have so far. And I'm surprised we don't have a complaint. Why don't we have a complaint? Sometimes my code editor trips. I guarantee you if I close this file and open it, we're gonna have a complaint about the card. Let's close it.
There you go. Secret code.
So now we need to import our card. Yep. Okay, so now obviously, are we just gonna ignore this issue object right here? Chloe, we're gonna ignore this issue object. Should we just leave it right now? Will it work? Why? Because you're running the same freaking card every fucking time. It's just borderline retarded. Okay? So we're gonna actually take this issue and we're gonna change some of these headings. We're gonna say issue.title. Fuck it, I don't even know which ones they are. I'm just gonna guess. I'm just kidding, we're not gonna guess. We're gonna look at them every now and then. So we got title. We see our title up here has been changed dynamically for each card, okay? What else is useful, guys? Come on, someone help me out.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to read all that.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Created at, okay. I wish there was a way to format this better. Is there some way to do this? Is there some magical thing we can use that made it not time, but moments? Okay, so we got our created at right here. We got some text. You know, you guys can see it, just all types of useful information, right? Maybe a repository URL. I don't know what's useful here. Let's look at GitHub issues again. I forgot what it looks like, to be honest with you. And I spelled that wrong. What's that?
Just click on the issue right now on the page.
Okay, so when you have issues, I want you guys to count. I like this feature. Show me how many open issues that are there. How many closed issues? Okay, so it's open 12 hours ago by some guy, okay? So fine, we'll do that part. So we're gonna say, Arthur, right? Who the fuck opened this issue? User? User dot,
Login.
user dot login? Okay, so issue created at by issue dot user dot login. And there we go. We can see that our application, now let's go ahead and actually make this a new line. Why didn't that work? Why didn't this work? I'm just gonna copy this all down and see what happens. Okay, there we go. It's got a new line. So we can see that we have an issue called special title treatment. It was created some time ago by accidental developer. Okay, let's do some more magic. So now I want this to be something sexier. Let's go ahead and add an a href right here, and then we're gonna put the user's name in there. And now what are we sticking here, guys? The same thing, I think. I think this will work. We're about to find out. Pretty sure. I don't have GitHub's entire API memorized. I'm sorry. So I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna click on this thing. And do we find ourselves at their URL? Thank you. Okay, so you guys can see that this is how we're gonna make our applications come together. We're gonna call an API. We're gonna parse the response, and we're gonna draw some UI using these objects. Okay. Obviously, I did a very simple one. It's not particularly well styled. Doesn't have that many features. You guys have a lot more time than me. You guys have a little team. Okay, so can you guys build something sexier than me? Okay, and like I said, you guys have fun with it. Okay, there are a million APIs that you guys can play around with. You guys can comment on them, like all types of stuff. It's just study the documentation. Okay. Do you have any more questions? That's going to be it for now, because I don't want to. This is just basically a practice for you guys. All right, you guys get to work.